Peru is raising its cap on the number of visitors that can visit Machu Picchu per day from 4,060 to 4,500. And on select dates, the government will raise it to 5,600. This will mean more people will have a chance to visit the citadel. It's by far Peru's most popular attraction and really the only reason people often travel to the country. The cap was originally introduced to preserve the site. Yeah, too many people walking around the old structure will wear it down, and it's over hundreds of years old. And the government wants to protect, conserve the ancient structures. The government, though, is only doing this to recover their tourism sector. It's been a bad year for the country. First off, a lot of businesses shut down before the during the pandemic, and then second, there's been a lot of civil unrest, especially earlier in the year, made that made a lot of people scared to visit the country. There were large protests over the ouster of Pedro Castillo in December, January, and the protesters they essentially just they caused a lot of disruption and unrest. But eventually, to get international attention, they disrupted operations at airports and roads. And at one point, they had to close Machu Picchu because protesters wouldn't let the trains in and out of Machu Picchu operate. So hundreds of people were stranded at one point, and it was all over the news. It was on CNN, BBC, Guardian. Everyone covered it, and you would see images of stranded tourists on in video clips all over the news. And this was seen to millions of people around the world. So, and what people were seeing is they just were remembering that Machu Picchu was just unavailable or hard to get to, and the country was unsafe. And if people can't go to an attraction that's as valuable to a country as Machu Picchu, people will postpone their trips to the country for another year or so. So bookings dropped about 30%. The country lost millions in revenue from the damage of the unrest, and because the demand has also just been much weaker overall this year, airlines have been slow to restore the direct flights, especially between the U.S. and Peru. And the U.S. is one of Peru's top markets. So the government now expects by the end of this year, they will have received 2.2 million tourists. That's down from 4.6 million in 2019. So this year has just not been a good year for Peru. They're very far off from their 2019 levels. But tour operators tell me they think next year will be a better year for Peru because the protests, the memory of it will fade from the public memory. People will forget. And so the hope is next year will be much stronger. So that's it for me today. Catch you next time.